What's good, my beautiful people? It's your girl P, and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be the highly requested everyday makeup tutorial. This is very minimal. This makeup will only take about 9 to 10 minutes of your time. This is very beginner friendly, and I'm using affordable products. Stay tuned if you want to go from this to this. Keep watching the video. My first tip for having a flawless makeup base is to have a good skincare routine that works for you. Having a good skincare routine is going to be the base of all your makeup. I just applied my AM skincare, and now I'm going to get into priming my face so that I can prevent breakouts. Here are two primers that I like to use that work best for my skin. So this is the NYX Professional Makeup. This is the Hydra Touch primer, and of course the tried and true, the e.l.f. Power Grip primer. Just do 2 little streaks of the Hydra Touch primer, and I just rub this in. Next, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Power Grip. Put a good amount on your face, and I just rub this in. Make sure that it's all blended and all together. So now that these are distributed onto my face, I want to make sure that I have them sitting for a while before I apply any sort of face products, so that this can tack down and it can dry. It's usually not that long, but the longer the better. Next, I'm going to start my brows. As you can see, I have very sparse, thin hairs. So I really want to make sure I fill these brows in so that they're snatched. The main things I target is my eyebrows and my lashes. The brows and the eyes are going to offset everything else. So I really try to highlight the natural features that I have. The e.l.f. Brow Lift, I really like this product, and I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Brow Lift applicator. I just take it and I get a good amount of product onto my brush. And with this, you want to be mindful, because if you double dip with this applicator, you will cause oil buildup, and that will make your brows not stick and give that laminated look that a lot of girls want. A laminated look that a lot of sparse brow girls cannot get because they simply don't have enough brow hair. But I'm going to show y'all what I do to make this look good. So what I do is I just take the product and I gently rake it up. And just make sure you take your time with this, because this is something that you don't want to mess up. I use a gentle press and press up. Now I'm going to take the flat side and I'm going to just press it up. Boom. Now I'm going to go in with a secret ingredient. And I know what y'all thinking. I know what you guys are thinking. What? Lash glue? Yes, y'all. This stuff right here had me in 105 degrees in Texas on roller coasters, upside down, and my brows did not move. Now with this, you want to work fast. You do not want to work slow with this. Your brows will stick together. You want to be careful. So just take it fast. Take my brush, press it. See the difference between the two? You see how these are like already low-key kind of coming up, and this is just flat in there? Y'all, I'm putting y'all on. This tip right here, as a track athlete, sweating, running, and my brows did not move at all. So if you live in hot and humid climates, like how I live in Louisiana, and it's always hot down here, even in the winter, the humidity will not overtake your brows with this. You're going to go in with the flat side now. Make sure you really push that down. And now we're going to form our shape. I just like to go the natural way where my hairs come down. I kind of follow that angle, and I try to keep it symmetrical on both sides. You want to make sure that your brows look like twins, not distant relatives. But out of the whole makeup tutorial, the brows and the lashes are going to take the majority of the time, because I really want to make sure that these are nailed perfectly. Boom. Pretty much what you want to do. I kind of just like to take my finger to like clean up that excess glue so that it doesn't tack down. A Q-tip would be better, but I don't have one near me. Now I'm going to go in with my face product. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow. Everybody was talking about this like 2 summers ago. And I'm also going in with a moisturizer. Then to mix these two, so that it gives me like a tinted moisturizer effect. I take the back of my palm and I take my brush and I apply some product on there. Take my moisturizer, plop some on there, and I just mix it in. And as you can see, like it's swirling together. You want to keep going with this until it's fully mixed together. It's gonna look something like this. And I just take it on my finger and I'll just plop it down. This is more of my summer shade. I am lightening up a little bit, but this usually fits me very well. Have it on, and as I keep going, it all blends seamlessly. I some on my neck too, and like on my ears so that it doesn't look too choppy. That's pretty much all I really do for foundation. Now we're going to go in with step 3, eyelashes. I like to do my lashes before I do my concealer and my blush because I feel like the lashes sometimes, like when I try to spray like my setting spray, the lashes will like droop down. And I would like for my lashes to dry before I do anything else. So I'm going to go in with my lash clamper. You can get anyone. It was from e.l.f. I had it for years. I need to get a new one actually. All I do is lift my eyelash up like this, open up my clamper, make sure that all my lashes are in there, and I press down and I just lift it back up. And I just do that a couple more times until I get a nice press that I really like. I curl it in 2 parts. So I curl it at the root and then I curl it at the lash. And when I curl it at the top of my lash, I take it up like this and I kind of pull it up. And I pull it up and I pull it up and I pull it up until I'm ready to let it go. How does it feel to be like a girl with just naturally curly lashes? Like you don't have to press it out. Now that we have our lashes pressed, I want to prep these lashes so that they can last for a while. I like to go in with like a little bit of Vaseline, but I like to do this and I only plot it at my root. I feel like this does a good job with holding my lashes up. So next I'm going to go in with some of my favorite mascara in the entire world. Essence Lash Princess. These are some of the best mascaras ever. This will make the girl with the shortest lashes on the planet look like she has a good diva curl on them. And I like to layer these in sections. The first one I like to go in with is the false lash one. Also, I'm gonna let y'all know something right now. When you're using mascara, do not pump. You don't want to do that. When you pump the tube, you're adding excess air into your tube. So when you take this out, you gently pull up, you swirl it around, you get the excess off the end, and that's all you want. I kind of just let this dry down a little bit. What I do is I take it at the tip. So I just brush up very gently. I take it at the top, break it down at the bottom. Do this again. I'm going to let this sit so that I can make sure that this mascara dries all the way down before I apply my next layer of mascara. That's a tip that my aunt taught me. So let's go on to my next step for the meantime, and that is blush. I like to go in with the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blush. This is in the shade Bermuda, and this is like a nice fussy pink. I wouldn't say like a baby pink because it is like a hotter pink color. I also go in with this Paw blender, and I got these off of Amazon. I got like a mini pack of 6 for like $9. These are really good, y'all. So I take the flat side, I dip it in the product like this, and I kind of just make like a little dot and a little dot, and I just go in and I blend this. Also, when you're using like a sponge, you want to make sure that you're tapping in product and you're not just rubbing it. You want to make sure that you're tapping. But I really like how this blends out. This almost blends out, like it gives me like a natural flush, and I really like that. And this is just like a light flush that I want for right now. Now I'm going to go in with another layer of mascara. I'm going to go in with the orange tube. I think this is the volume one. Dry it down, and then once again, only at the tip. Don't add it too far down. Don't venture too far down. Not yet. Now that my brows have sat for a minute, now I feel comfortable with filling it in. So I'm going to go in with the NYX Professional Micro Brown Pencil in Espresso. Espresso. I just take where I see like my natural arch going, and I just lightly fill it in with my pencil. And I prefer pencil over pomade, to be honest, like eyebrow pomade. I do like pomade. I feel like that's more for like dramatic looks. Oh, you broke. But I feel like a nice brow pencil, you can really get in there. So I just like to take it, and I just like to be careful. And I like to follow where my brow is going so that it doesn't look like I'm coloring over the lines. You want to be very light-handed when you get up to the top, You don't want like random streaks that are hard at the top of your brow. You don't want that. You want it to be nice and light when you get up to the top. Filled, not filled, filled, not filled. It's the difference. I'm gonna do this side off camera. Okay, I'm back. Now we're going to go in with the purple one. This is my favorite one out of the three. The sculpted volume. Make sure it's dry. And we're gonna start from the bottom and rake it up to the top. Start from the bottom and rake it up to the top. Make sure you're getting that mascara all over that lash. You don't want to skip a section. Do you see that? Shut up. Like, what? Do the same thing on this other side. Just take your time and rake it up. Lashes complete. The only thing I like to do after this step is I like to do like a little line at the end so that it gives my eye more of like a simple cat look. Any eyeliner would do. I like this one from e.l.f. It's in the shade black and it's this very nice precision tip dry little line right at the end of my lash. Very unnoticeable, but it kind of adds like a shadow behind my lashes so that it looks even more filled at the end. And it's very, very slight, but it gives my eyes like this princess doll look that I love to death. So the next step I'm going to go in with is concealer. I really, really love this concealer from, what is this? Juvia's Place. This concealer, it's in the shade 10. This is my skin in a bottle. And for my under eyes, I like to go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Warm. I love these concealers. My only complaint about them is the packaging. The packaging on these are absolute garbage. But the product is so good. Like, what? Why is it doing that? I'm going to take my concealer and this is where I place it under my eye and on my face. So I do one dot, bottom of my eye. I don't put my concealer up at the corner of my eye. It's going to make it harder for you to blend in and it's going to make it harder for you to actually blur out your under eye. I have like some spots right here on like spots where I have just discoloration. I just add a bit for coverage. And now I'm going to go in with my brightening concealer. I'm only going to take the littlest amount of this and I'm only going to add it where I put my other drop of concealer. And that's all. We're going to let this sit for a couple of minutes and then we're going to go on to our next step. I like to add this Brow Precise Volumizer. Is this from Maybelline? I use this in the shade Soft Brown. I just take just the smallest amount. You don't want too much. You just brush this up on your brows. Not only is this going to add a deeper color to your brow, it's going to really lock your brow hairs in. Just a very small difference, but it makes a big one. Now that my concealer has set for a little bit, now we're going to go ahead and blend it out. So I like to take a very, very like thin concealer brush like this. And what I like to do is I like to take this and I like to blend out the sharp ends of my concealer. So let's say for instance, like right here on my chin, right? How it's sharp. I like to just take the little part of this and I just buff it out like that. This will not only make it easier to blend out, this will also make it so much more of a seamless blend all around instead of like your concealer looking sharp. I like to let this sit for a couple more seconds and then I'll blend it out with my beauty blender. I do the same thing on my eyes. Now I can start blending out these at the bottom and I just buff it out. So you don't want to be too heavy-handed with this, and just make sure you spread it out all around your face. Don't let your concealer just be in one spot. It's very noticeable. Now I'm going to go in and start blending under the eyes. I like to use this brush, like a pointed brush. Now I got this brush off of Amazon. I will link it in the description box down below so that you can get it. It came with a 2-pack. It came with a thicker one like this and it came with a thinner one. So what I do for my under eyes, I take the product, I blend it out a little bit on the outsides, and I like to take it up my eye, and I like to pat this to my inner corner, and I like to bring it out. I don't like to bring it just straight. I like to bring it up, angle it a little bit so that it can lift your face. It's sculpted instead of sitting it down. I'm not done blending it out. I just want to make sure with this brush I can really get precise with where I want this concealer to go. I'm just going to take it, pat it up, and bring it out. And now that we have it like this, I go in once again with my beauty blender and I buff this out. It really just brought out my eyes. So now that I have my eyes blended out, I have everything blended out. I like to go in with this Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the deepest shade, the shade Endless Summer. I just take this little bit of product with my fingers and I just conceal my nose with this. And this is what I like about this butter bronzer, is because this performs like a cream. Like it blends out like a cream. Everything, like this product is so good. And I just put this in like places where I want to conceal my nose. So in these corners right here on the top of my nose, a bit of a fold right there. And I just take my fingers and I just blend this out. Make sure you take that and you drag it out. You drag it out to your inner corners of your eye. Make sure you really get that blend. We're going to go in with a bit of a fixing spray before I go in and set my face with powder. This is the Makeup Revolution, the Super Dewy fixing spray. I love this spray. The under eye powder that I like to use is the I Am Magic setting powder from Juvia's Place. I use it in the shade Gobi. This is a loose setting powder, by the way, not a pressed. If I'm using like a pressed powder, I usually use the Fix Me powder, but the one that I have is incredibly too dark for my skin, so I can't use that one anymore. So I take a little bit of it, I put it in like a pan, and I go in with my triangle and I just apply product onto my bag. Do not apply your setting powder looking like this. Instead, take the back of your hand and you're just going to tap it out. And you do this so that when you're applying this product, it does not look harsh and it's easier to blend out. You don't want any rough patches in this. You're going to take it and you're just going to lightly press it up. And you only really want to focus this on your under eye so that it doesn't crease. Now, we're finished applying that powder. Go back in with your fixing spray. This step is optional. You don't have to do this, but I like to add like a little bit more of a blush to the tops of my cheek. So I just go in with this Essence Water Tint. I just take like a little bit, like I put it on the palm of my hand. Take like a sponge. I press it out and I just put this on like the highest points of my cheeks. And it gives me like a really pretty natural flush. Okay, so now we're on to the last and final part, and that is lips. And now you can go in with any lip combo that you want. I like to go in with the NYX Professional Makeup. This is the Suede Matte Lip Liner, and I use this in the shade Downtown Beauty. So I just take it and I just go around my lips. My lips are a bit off-centered. They're not even. I like to overline them a little bit, and it gives me more of like a thicker, plumper lip. It also helps take away from the fact that my lips are off-centered. I like to go in with the NYX Butter Gloss. This is in the shade Creme Brulee, and I just take this shade and I really put it in the center. I like to go in with my favorite gloss. This is the NYX Fat Lip Drip Oil. This is in the shade Supermodel. Just watch how it takes my lips from 100 to 1,000. Oh, I love this color so much. I like the Milani Make It Last. This is in the Dewy set, and I like to finish it off with the Revolution Dewy. That's about it. You're done. So this is the end of this video. I hope that my products and some of my suggestions can help with your routine. If you guys made it this far into the video, thank you so much. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. If you like this video and you would like to see more of my face, go ahead and click that like button and subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you can get notified every single time I post. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.